Good evening / afternoon, everybody. It is Steve Lookner with Agenda Free TV. Well, we're on Agenda Free TV 2 now on YouTube for this broadcast, and Agenda Free TV on the other platforms. We are here to bring you a live news roundup. We're going to talk about some of the big stories today and take your comments and questions on
Good evening / afternoon.
I'm hearing two of me.
Everybody.
Steve Lookner with Agenda Free TV. Where is that coming from? Agenda Free TV 2 now. There it is. I got it. I found it. Sorry, let me make one quick adjustment here. Hang on. It's going to look a little funky for a second. Technical fixes. It's a little bit of an odd thing going on with... I'm going to leave that like that, I think. For some reason, the video is looking a little different today than it usually does, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. But I might have to adjust things a little bit as we go on. Anyways, we are here to bring you live news roundup, talk about some of the big stories, take your comments on the air. You can write to me during the broadcast. At Lookner on Twitter is where to reach me. At Lookner on Twitter. And thanks to all of our moderators who are in our chat rooms. Really appreciate the moderators being there today. Okay, I think I want to start by talking about this NBA story. Where NBA canceled a game because the Houston Rockets didn't have enough players. Find you a good story about this. Here, look. Tonight's scheduled Houston Rockets season opener at Toyota Center versus the Thunder has been postponed. That's because they don't have enough players. That's because I think one person got the virus on the team and then some other people are close contacts, and also James Harden. Here you go. Yahoo Sports. NBA postpones Rocket Thunder game after COVID-19 contact tracing James Harden violation. James Harden, a video emerged. He's like the best player on the team, and that showed him at some party violating COVID protocol. So let me get you the exact details here. The decision arrived after multiple Rockets players returned either positive or inconclusive COVID tests, with contact tracing forcing others into quarantine, according to the NBA. The league also ruled out James Harden for violating the league's COVID protocols. Haircuts led to contact tracing. News broke of COVID concerns around the Rockets this morning. John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Kenyon Martin Jr., and rookie Jason Tate were reportedly previously ruled out due to contact tracing. They were among a group of players who gathered for haircuts in an apartment, according to Adrian Wojnarowski. The gathering reportedly prompted the contact tracing. Alleged Harden strip club trip prompted more COVID concerns. In a separate incident, the NBA was investigating video that allegedly showed Rockets player James Harden making an appearance at a strip club without a mask. Although I don't know if it was at a strip club or at a party that wasn't a strip club. Harden responded to the news of the video in a since-deleted Instagram post where he said one thing after another. I went to show my love to my homegirl at her event, not a strip club, because she is becoming a boss and putting her people in a position of success, and now it's a problem. Every day it's something different. No matter how many times people try to drag my name under, you can't. The real always end up on top. So anyways, they had this video of him at a party. There's a video of him at a party, and then there's this incident where several people on the team gathered for haircuts in an apartment. And so as a result of positive tests and people possibly having it and being a close contact of somebody who had it, and also James Harden being ruled out, the Rockets didn't have enough players tonight to have their season opener. So they're not having their game tonight. That was just announced a little while before we came on the air. Here, Adrian Wojnarowski says, I don't know if I pronounce his name right. I say Wojnarowski. There was a group of Houston players, including Martin, John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, away from the facility at an apartment getting haircuts, sources said. That led to contact tracing on Wall and Cousins as team awaits more testing results. Adrian Wojnarowski also says, after the NBA declared James Harden unavailable due to violation of health and safety protocols, because that video came out of him at some sort of party, it looked like, it is still unclear to both Harden and the Rockets how long he'll be unavailable or whether he'll face league punishment, sources tell Ramona Shelburne and me. April Coco says, I feel like the last season just ended. Melissa Alicia says, shouldn't they have to forfeit if they were being irresponsible? It's an interesting question. I guess I don't know, how that works. You would think that's something they would have discussed. But I hear, I will say this, Melissa. I think the goal of the league is to play the games. They don't make the money unless you make more money if you play more games. So I think the league as a whole would prefer them play the games rather than forfeit a game. By the way, Melissa is supposed to be a mod in this channel too. Thank you, Melissa, for modding and all of our other mods. Madison G says the team must be mad at these guys for breaking the rules. Missouri Cowboy says, is getting a haircut required? Oh, sorry, I think he's joking there. Let me see also if I can find, maybe like Houston Chronicle has some more reporting on the specifics of this. Group haircuts and a nightclub trip lead to Rockets Thunder postponement. From the Houston Chronicle. The Rockets opener tonight was postponed because the Rockets don't have the required 8 players. It would have been interesting if they had 8 players, but it was like their worst 8 players, so they had to play. The Rockets have had 3 players test positive or return inconclusive tests, and an additional 4 players in quarantine. 1 player on the team is injured. All of this testing on the team can reportedly be traced to a group of players getting haircuts together and James Harden being spotted at a Houston nightclub. And the league said Harden couldn't play because he had violated the league's health and safety protocols when he was spotted at a Houston nightclub on Monday night. Harden admitted being at the club to support a friend. And it'll be interesting to see, all right, so we have a game postponed. Is this going to be an issue with other players on other teams as well? Now, also, I think James Harden, did he test positive previously? Sorry. Thought I heard that he might have tested positive previously. I don't remember. Anyways. Margot says, glad it's postponed. Jeff says, last season just ended in October. Mark Menning, a good point. They are not in the bubble. So last season was in Orlando. The second half of last season was all in Orlando, and the playoffs was all in Orlando, and they kept the players in a bubble, and you went there for a couple months and you couldn't leave unless there was an emergency or something. And there are all these, basically the teams were in this bubble where they were in their own little place, and people couldn't come in or out for the most part. Maybe relatives could come in or out once in a while, but that's not like that anymore because they're playing home games at their different stadiums. They were playing all the games in Orlando before. Now they're playing home games at their respective stadiums. I saw something about Orlando last night too. About Orlando tonight, they're playing a game there. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. Also, let me try doing something here. Hang on one second here. Adjust this a little bit. So weird. Oh, sorry. That's too bright. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Try to get this right. Gotta do it. Here we go. There we go. think I'm a little bright today. It's weird. It's like, for some reason, things look a little different than they normally do. Maybe it's because I'm wearing a different color shirt than I normally do. I'm going to leave it like this. I just got these new lights last week, which are great, but I'm getting used to them. So maybe different shirts result in different camera looks. I saw this right before coming on the air. See, look, this is Orlando, where I am. Kendra Douglas, 4,000 fans will be able to watch the Orlando Magic take on the Heat tonight at Amway Center. I didn't even know this was happening. I did not know this was happening. I assume each city decides how they're going to do it, or each state. But in Orlando, they're having 4,000 fans tonight at the game. Dart Q thinks James Harden is being a pain in the butt because he wants to be traded. So that's going on. Bowser Willie asks about Periscope. Periscope is still around until the end of March. So Periscope's around another 3 months. When Periscope goes away, I mean, Agenda Free TV is still on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. When Twitter, I don't know if I'm going to be able to be on Twitter without Periscope there. But definitely Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Oh, and Bowser Willie, if you want to support here, if you want to support the channel, you can always go to agendafree.tv, agendafree.tv. Because I guess the Super Hearts they're not letting you buy anymore. Thanks for asking though, Bowser Willie. Go to agendafree.tv. Thanks for the Super Hearts too, and thanks also to Lee Garside for the Super Hearts. Thank you. Our viewer says, Bruce Curtis says the players should be fined. I don't know if like the Houston Rockets will fine their players for breaking protocol. That's a good question. Jeff Vegas says, why are they even trying to play games? But Texas Legends Brian says, money. Yes, exactly. They make a lot of money if they play. Oh, thank you, Bjorn Stoffers from Switzerland. That's very kind of you, Bjorn Stoffers. Thank you so much for your support. Bjorn says, Merry Christmas from Switzerland. Merry Christmas to you too. And also, hey guys, just a heads up, in case you didn't know, many of you know this, tomorrow night we are doing their Christmas special on Agenda Free TV, Agenda Free TV 1. There's one channel on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and Periscope. No, on Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, and Twitter, there's one account. On YouTube, there's Agenda Free TV 2 and Agenda Free TV. You're watching on YouTube Agenda Free TV 2, but there's Agenda Free TV. And on Agenda Free TV tomorrow night, we have our Christmas special coming up, where we will be talking about Christmas Eve. We'll be showing your comments and your photos on the air. So you are all welcome to join me tomorrow night. We're starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. I hope you can stop by. It's always a fun time. So that's tomorrow night, Christmas special. Christmas Eve special. I hope you can make it. Ken Aiken, I don't know how often we'll do this. You know, if there's other news going on, we'll be doing a specific story on that rather than a news roundup. So it just depends on what the news is, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so we mentioned that. Okay, let's move on. You may have heard about this. We actually talked about this yesterday, that it was being reported this was going to happen. The UK put 6 million more people, it's putting 6 million more people, in addition to I think the 16 million or so already, under the most restrictive Tier 4 lockdown restrictions on Boxing Day, which is December 26th. Because there's concern that the new strain of the virus, which is very prevalent in the UK, which is believed by the UK to transmit faster than previous strains, there's concern that this new strain is spreading. So they put more people under the most restrictive lockdown. In this lockdown, like you can't have anyone come over your house except for anybody. The only people who can be in your house are the people who live in your house, basically. Nobody else can come over to socialize. And also, non-essential businesses shut down, restaurants and bars closed and all that stuff. BBC, 6 million more people in the east and south of England are to enter the Tier 4 on Boxing Day. Let's see here. A number of areas will also move up into Tiers 3 and 2. Also, the health secretary of the UK revealed that the South Africa strain, another new coronavirus variant from South Africa, which is also, there's some evidence that might be more transmissible too. That strain has been detected in the UK. I believe the UK also announced that they're not allowing flights in from South Africa now. Also, today there was an all-time high in positive tests in the UK, 39,237. And I think this is the highest number of deaths, 744, since April, I believe. However, cases were thought to be higher in the UK during the spring peak when testing was much more limited. Cases have risen 57% in the past week, and hospital admissions in the UK are at their highest level since mid-April. And it is believed that the new strain might be a big contributor to this. Areas moving to Tier 4 are Sussex, Oxfordshire, Suffolk, Norfolk. Is it Shire or Shire? Cambridgeshire? Sheer. Hampshire? Cambridgeshire. Never know how to pronounce these names. Let's see. Cambridgeshire or Shire? It's Sheer or Shire. The total number of people in the UK who are under their toughest restrictions is 24 million, or 43% of the country. Under Tier 4, non-essential shops, gyms, hairdressers, and indoor entertainment venues must close. People in these areas cannot meet other people indoors unless they live with them or they are part of the support bubble, even on Christmas Day. And then this is analysis by James Gallagher from BBC. It's likely the National Health Service in the UK will soon be dealing with more patients than at the peak in April, more COVID patients. The new variants are causing concern, the one that's prevalent in the UK and the one that's prevalent in South Africa, especially as the one detected first in the UK continued to spread even during the November lockdown, and cases, numbers in hospital, and deaths are all going up. Vaccines will be the solution, but they take time to roll out, and until then it's going to be rough. The health secretary said 2 cases have been detected of another new variant of the virus in the UK. That's the one from South Africa. Both were contacts of cases who have traveled from South Africa over the past few weeks. He said this new variant, we'll call it the South Africa one, is highly concerning because it is yet more transmissible and it appears to have mutated further than the new variant that has been discovered in the UK. There are immediate restrictions on travel from South Africa to the UK. And France has ended its ban on UK arrivals on condition of them having a negative test less than 72 hours before departure. So concerning situation there. Tammy G says, I'm Norfolk, Cambridgeshire border. J Ignition says, we say sure. Alex Duncan says Cambridgeshire. Well, I'll get some more. I'll try to get some more about this new South Africa strain. You know, the new UK strain and the new South Africa strain. I mean, I'm just calling it that because that's where they're identified with, but they're in other countries as well. But you know, the research is being done now on these strains, so it's not clear. There's no evidence the vaccines won't work on them that I've seen. There's no evidence that, well, with the UK strain, there's no evidence that's more deadly or more harmful. There's seems to be some evidence that the South Africa strain might actually be more harmful for young people. But there is evidence suggesting that the UK strain might be easier for kids to get than we talked about this yesterday. There's some evidence out there that suggests that the new UK strain might be easier for children to get than previous strains. But all this research on this is going on now. Deeds says, we are going into Tier 4. Tammy says, I was in Tier 2 now. We jumped to Tier 4. Oh, thank you, Tony Del Monte, who says there's a blizzard in Twin Cities. Maybe we'll check on that in a little bit. Thanks, Tony, for your support. I appreciate that, Tony. Thank you. Brad Bell says, if the storm happens in the Midwest, it's a Wednesday. If it happens in the East, it's a national disaster. Study Power is in Tier 3. We have a lot of UK viewers. J Ignition says, I'm in Northeast England, so waiting for Tier 4 to come up this way, hoping it doesn't. Daniel Boberson says, in Minnesota, major blizzard, we never get the press that the Northeast gets. Linda says, I was watching live cams from Duluth and it was nasty. Give me a shout at Lookner on Twitter. That's where you can reach me with comments. Hey, I want to say a quick thanks to our moderators. We got Nancy Mattis and Mark Helton and Sarah55 and Melissa Alicia and Sarah Joy. Thank you. Idaho Star, Riff Track, Smoke and Tariag in Twitch. Linda Belk and Texas Legends Brian in Periscope. Thank you. And our Facebook mods too. Oops. Thank you, Facebook moderators. Our viewer, Paulette D. Mack, says, I'm in Northeast England, Northeast UK. Still Tier 3 for now. Oh, thanks for the stars, William Bowser on Facebook. Thank you, William. Manuel Patino says, what is Tier 4? Tier 4, there's 4 tiers of regulations in the UK. 4 is the most strict. 1 is the most loose. And they will make, they put different restrictions on different areas depending on how things are with the virus there. So Tier 4 is the most restrictive level. Matt Ferenovich says, in Mexico, the state I'm in is green, but the city is in orange. Everything but schools are open. Oh, thanks for the stars, William Bowser. That's very kind of you, William. Thank you. Thanks, William. John W. Harvey says, I live in Nottinghamshire. It's where Robin Hood lived. Okay. Here's some more about the South Africa new strain that's appeared in the UK. This is from the Telegraph. 2 cases of highly concerning South Africa virus variant detected in UK. The new variant has triggered a surge of cases and may be spreading more widely in younger groups. This is different from the new UK strain, which is in some other countries as well. This is a new South Africa strain, but it's been detected in the UK as well. 2 cases of a highly concerning new virus variant first identified in South Africa have been detected in the UK, triggering stringent new quarantine restrictions on anyone arriving from the Rainbow Nation. The variant is yet more transmissible than the new strain in the new UK strain, says the Health Secretary Matt Hancock. So the UK Health Secretary says the new South Africa strain is even more transmissible than the new UK strain. In South Africa, the new strain there has been blamed for a rapid resurgence in infections, with some experts estimating that it makes up between 80 and 90% of new cases. There are also growing fears the new South Africa strain may be spreading more rapidly in younger populations. There is South Africa known cases and known deaths from the Telegraph. The strain in the new South Africa strain is different than the new UK strain, but has some key similarities. Blah, 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 blah. And we talked about this before. South Africa Health Minister has warned that clinicians have provided anecdotal evidence that a larger proportion of younger patients with no comorbidities are presenting with critical illness. So basically, the health minister says there's some evidence that this new South Africa, the South Africa Health Minister said there's some evidence that the South Africa new strain is causing more previously healthy young people to get very sick. But there'll be tests on that strain too to figure out exactly if it is more transmissible and how much and if it's more dangerous and blah, blah, blah. Mr. Eon says, my question is all these places going under lockdown, yet the worst hit USA doesn't do it, makes no sense. Now, in the USA, it's up to the localities, I believe. I mean, the federal government could recommend a lockdown. I don't think the federal government has the power to order a lockdown. But there's varying rules in different states in the U.S., and some places, like a bunch of California, is in lockdown now. Well, I don't know if it's all of it or most of it. Where I am in Florida is not at all. So it just varies, depends on where you are in the U.S. Linda says, are the 2 people in the UK with the South Africa strain in isolation? I believe they are. But other people may have. They just might have not detected it. Where's the 2? We were just reading this before. Quarantined, yeah. Both of the cases of the South Africa virus in the UK, the new strain of the new South Africa strain, both cases of people who in the UK who have this new South Africa strain are in quarantine, and so are their contacts. Let's see here. I need to check. Give me 1 second here. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Hang on a second here. Okay. Hey, thanks, SC, for your support. Thank you, SC. Pipflip says Germany is getting worse. Over 900 deaths for a second day. Yeah, they had a record number of deaths in Germany 2 days ago. And you can see here, Germany update more than 900 new deaths for a second day in a row. Hospitalizations went down. ICU numbers went up. Let me see if I can get you an update about there. I like checking some of the local papers. Hang on 1 sec. Let's see what I can find here. What is this? This is an article from a German paper, Süddeutsche Zeitung. Oh, that's it. That's a paywalled story, so I can't read that one. Here's a story from the local Germany. Germany sees record number of deaths from COVID in 24 hours. That was 2 days ago, 962 people. That's like the U.S. What's the German population? 80 million people? Yeah. So this would be like the U.S. having 3,800 deaths, which would be a record in the U.S. That's when they have 962 deaths. Okay, let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Germany's intensive care doctors expect the number of patients in emergency units to continue to rise in the coming weeks. We predict the peak in the next 2 to 3 weeks, this doctor said. Yeah, they had to do another lockdown there. They did a lighter lockdown and it didn't really work, so they did a second full lockdown. You can see empty streets and squares amid Germany's second lockdown. This is DW, many of Germany's busiest streets and squares have never been so empty shortly before Christmas. Strict COVID rules which have hit many hard are in place throughout the country. It's not really a story. Some pictures. But yeah, they tried like a lighter lockdown and it wasn't working for them. Let me know what your thoughts are. @Lookner on Twitter. Ooh, Jennifer Towers sent me this. U.S., another not good day U.S., 3,379 deaths. Ooh, that's a record number of hospitalizations, I think. So this is the U.S. numbers today. This just came out. COVID tracking project. 221,000 cases, 3,379 deaths. Ugh. And there's a record number, 119,000 hospitalized. Look at the hospitalization graph. That's the U.S. hospitalizations graph since April. That's spring, and then summer, and then this. Unreal. Not good. They said the 7-day average for hospitalizations is at a record 115,000. That just came out. Robert Paul says, can you go over the situation in Iran, Iraq? I haven't really done much reading on it today. Maybe we can look at it. I mean, my understanding is that there was some rockets fired at the U.S. Embassy in Iraq, and that there's some concerns that it's the anniversary of the U.S. assassinating Soleimani, and they're worried that Iran will retaliate. So that's what I understand in most basic terms is going on, but maybe we'll look at it in a little bit. Jeff Haas says, those are horrible numbers. Manic Miner says, I wonder if the new strain is spreading in Germany. Yeah, I mean, I wonder too. I wonder if the new strain is spreading in the United States. I wonder how much the UK strain and the South Africa strain, the new ones, are in various countries. I don't think this was hidden, this broadcast. I'm seeing it. Let's see. Or is this live news? Was this broadcast hidden? This might be hidden, actually. I might have to restart it. That's strange. I don't know why that would be. I mean, people can see it, but it might be hidden in the sense of it's not coming up in search. But that wouldn't be good. I might have to restart the YouTube stream because people can't find it if they hide it. Yeah, it's ridiculous. This is so YouTube has this thing where they have like this automated system that's utterly broken, and it hides live streams that it flags as like possibly violating their guidelines, and it doesn't violate the guidelines. Then it takes them like a day to review it and unhide the stream. And by then it's over. Yeah, I'm going to have to restart this on, I'm going to have to restart it on YouTube. I'm going to have to restart it on YouTube. I guess change the name of the stream or something. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. All right, here we go again with stupid YouTube who doesn't care about their creators. All right, so everybody else watching, keep watching. If you're watching on YouTube, I got to end the stream and restart it, so I'm going to do that now on YouTube, okay? So I apologize, but I have to do it. I don't have a choice. Yeah, it shows on my channel, but not on search. So if people go to their subscriber feed, if they go to their subscriptions feed, they won't see it. It's just unbelievable. It's not in your subscription feed anymore. I just checked. No, it's not the channel name. It's just maybe they see news or something, or maybe they see the word Roundup. I don't even know anymore with them. This is a newer channel, so I think maybe because it's a newer channel. My guess is that if I did it on the other channel, it wouldn't get hidden. I don't think that they've hidden it before, though. I don't remember this getting hidden before. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, it doesn't come up in search either. I know it's showing in YouTube, but you can't search for it, and it doesn't come up in subscriptions. That's why. Yeah, Mark says it hasn't been. This is the first time. I don't remember it ever being hidden before. And we've done a number of these with the exact same name and description. So, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's not the notifications. You get the notifications. They hide it. They hide it once it's on for a while. All right, so I'm going to have to restart this. Maybe I'll call it something else. It's just ridiculous. Hang on. No, it's not the World Roundup because they never hit it before. This is like the first time. Again, it's not. You can't win. You can't win with them. I can see it. It's just not there. Okay. All right. Let me restart on YouTube. I'm going to restart on YouTube, guys. All right. I'm going to restart on YouTube. We'll go from there. And everybody else, hang out and watch and give me a second. All right, YouTubers, I will be back in a second. Everyone else, please be patient.